In this video we'll show the key steps in setting up the shared storage on the VRTX. So you can see that I'm already logged into the VRTX CMC GUI. So if we go down to the storage summary page, so just click on that, you can see that I've got 6 disks ready, so i.e. they're not assigned to any particular LUN set. And over here I get the same information. I got 6 physical disks, no virtual disks, no hot spares assigned at all, and my storage capacity is 0 used out of just over 2 terabytes worth of disk. So let's go and build a LUN. Go down to virtual disk, and because I've got no virtual disks in there, I get this stop. So here I can give it a LUN name. Let's just call it LUN1. You could call it anything you like, data, virtual machines, etc. We can set up our RAID type. Here I'm going to set RAID 5, obviously RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 6, RAID 10, various elements there. Obviously you can set up stripe sizes and read policies and cache policies, but I'm going to leave those as default. So let's grab a couple of drives. Here I'm just going to grab four those spindles, and let's do a create. So I'm now waiting for the PERT controller to come back to me to say the job has started, the command's been processed. So you can see that by the spinny thing on the left hand side, and you can see that it's telling me about various capacities that it's going to build for me out of those 400 odd gig drives that I've selected. So the job's now building in background. So once I've created that LUN, I need to assign it, and this is a new step. So anyone who's worked on a PowerEdge RAID controller before, this is a new step because obviously this is a shared storage. So now I'm going to set up access from that LUN. Now obviously at the moment I know that I've got 2 machines sitting in my VRTX chassis, so I'm going to give full access to 2 virtual adapters. Okay. The other 2 would be locked out if I had other elements in there. So I'll just wait for that to complete. Again, spinny thing just telling me there's something going on. That's successfully completed. Go up to the storage. Now we need to decide which nodes are going to get that storage, and there you go. You can see the storage summary page is changed. It's telling me that I've got 4 disks. It's telling me that I've got 1 virtual disk built, and obviously I could interrogate that in various ways, but let's carry on with the setting up of the configuration. So here I go up to the setup tab, and now I'm going to take those virtual adapters that have access to that LUN, and I'm going to grab that LUN and assign it to 2 ESX compute nodes that I've already got built. Hit apply. Job done. Now if I was building this ESX host for real, I would then go to each ESX host, and you'd see that LUN come up as shared storage, the same way that you would do if it was a shared PowerVault or a shared Equilogic LUN. Now the other thing that I'll just highlight here is I've set this up for multiple assignment down the bottom of the screen, so absolutely that's set up for that shared infrastructure. If I wanted to, I can set that up for a single assignment. Say it was a backup LUN that was going to be owned privately by 1 node, then I would absolutely set that up for single assignment. A couple of other things that I'll just highlight here. If I go back to the virtual disk, and I go back into manage, if I wanted to, I've got 2 unassigned spindles still, if you remember from the start of the demonstration. I can take those and assign those as a dedicated hotspot to that particular RAID, to that particular LUN, to that particular RAID set. Obviously the other way of doing it is taking some of those physical disks, and again we go to set up on the physical disk. If maybe I had 3 or 4 LUNs up there, and still 1 spare physical disk, I'd assign that as a global hop spare from this tab. And if we go back to the virtual disk, just to show you that there's a job running, if I expand the virtual disk, you can see that I'm 1% through the RAID progress. So eventually that will complete, and I'll just highlight the last element back on the storage summary page. You can see that there's a job running, where I'll just highlight that. There's a background job running to initiate the LUN,